Hello, Collective. Welcome to a timeless reading of yours. Bear in mind that you have tapped into a collective reading, and this is not a personal one-to-one reading that you and I have allotted time for. This is a pink and blue reading. Pink is in the modalities that I come from triggering the color, belongs to Sekhmet, and blue is the triggering where it is connected to me to his sister energy of Bastet. So this is a pink and blue reading. Bear in mind it's important to utilize your discernment to take all the bits and pieces within this reading that resonate with you. Leave anything behind that may not have. I am Seventh, aka Master Seventh, that reads these energies for you. Should you want to know more detail as to who and what I am, the description box below will have access to my newly launched website where you can read on more about me, as well as booking any services that I offer at this time. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this, if I haven't said that already. Ooh. Okay, so welcome to your pink and blue reading, where feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific, especially the energies of Bastet and Sekhmet. However, they are she energies. Non-gender specific. Okay. We got that hodgepodge of a mess said. Let's carry on. Please remember that femininity encapsulates both feminine and masculine energies, as well as masculinity encapsulating both feminine and masculine energies. Why is the pink and blue a reading? Because pink and blue have things to say, and they choose color to retort that message. So this is a great opportunity to figure out in this moment whether or not you would like to take a rest of the reading to participate in the game that they would like to deem as pink and blue. Okay. There are many sacrifices that you have done to show your appreciation towards life. You know, your vigor, your desire, your curiosity keeps the engine of yourself going. It's the engine that could. The delivery of yourself is more or less also the triggering of your pain that keeps you going. It's survival of the fittest. Is the ego self-talk a bit within you crying at any given moment. When it becomes opportunistic, you really take the wheels of life in full control. However, when it becomes problematic, you're not sure where to put your sacrifices onto in order to feel a bit safer in a neutralized, maybe state of mind or scenario, in order to rationalize and maybe gain a sense of hope and in that reach, let's call it, wealthier decisions. The pursuit of self is the one that's the most difficult to journey. However, it is important to note that it is the only sense of responsibility of yours is to travel just that. You come with multi-dimensional things. When that's too out there, you come with trillions and trillions upon of cells. And every single cell has a role, and to give each independent cell it's not power and royalty for being what they are, for painting a beautiful whole picture as a whole, is discrediting the micro aspects as to what makes you whole. So this is the quest of pink and blue, to make you become teetering aware that, yeah, when we think of maybe the bluish and pinks coming together, yeah, we can kind of maybe see them more for a different color, and we're going to say, oh, that's purple, you know? So purple, in honor of N2 Reiki, is the crown chakra, right? A lot of you in the esoteric world love amethyst and believe that amethyst is an attraction towards a spiritual detox and mental clarity and lessening your anxiety. And Pink would like to remind you, if you don't know where the triggering force of your anxiety stems, you're going to perpetuate yourself in being in the false sense of hope of the amethyst radiation that comes off of the stone of amethyst, and feel that you are seeking rewards, yet you are not able to see that it's actually not really permeating things of worth to you. And if that resonates, a sense of curiosity leaning towards guilt, regret, or concern or worry, that's blue talking. That's blue chiming in the energies of her intellect and letting you know there is unfinished business having to be done within you to communicate within yourself and honoring what blue is. Blue is indigo and light sky blue, which is the third eye and the throat chakra. Okay, is that if you don't communicate that, how will you have a sense of understanding what is to be yours to sustain and sustain itself with you, help you regenerate energy in case you feel like you lapse of some kind, or which energy is just renting out free space? Can you define the difference? Figuring out that sense of appeal, finding out the difference, the sense of degree of responsibility happens to be in the vibration of what this triggering reading does. It says it's pink and blue, but it's actually very much attacking you already as the color purple. So purple is crown chakra. It is going to feel healing, feeling resonated and validated. It is going to feel healing to be seen and heard, and to know that I, seventh, can most likely say something out of this screen box of a square and hit you, the inquiring person, as to if you're not being seen, heard, felt, or whatnot. If your intuition is real, if your concerns are real, if your doubts are misleading, if the person shall come, if you should unblock that person, if you believe in conditional and unconditional love. That's all purple. Chaos can bring someone to a sense of resource and a place, and maybe walk away from that place and feel actually healthier, right? But the sense of responsibility for those aspects of showing up is yours. And it begins internally to show up for them. Some of you feel that when you are at a lapse of needing validation, compliments, gratitude bestowed upon thee, that you go seek yourself in setting yourself afoot in a temple of some kind, of a ritual place, or workshop, or a center, or a community, or a retreat, or what are those delicious trigger words? Whatever comes to mind, more or less probably what you've been already incorporating in your life, or already had exposure and decided the latter. Whatever that is, that's the varying degrees of difference, and maybe let's call it detachment to feeling triggered with purple. and finding existentialism of solidified answers that you feel can relax you and calm you down and bring you a sense of validation enough so that way you can go to sleep. Because some of y'all are not sleeping. A lot of y'all are actually not sleeping. Even if you think you're getting your 6 hours or 4 hours of sleep and you're good, you're not sleeping. You're not sleeping. You're not sleeping. Proof of being here in this moment, whether it's one or a gazillion of you, is proof that you are not sleeping and you very much want sleep. And if it's your ego that says, oh no, I get sleep, you're not talking to me, it's your higher self that's trying to tell you, no bitch, you need to fucking sleep. There is shit going on that I need you to understand, but that shit is too much is too fast for you to little comprehend, you know? So we need you to sleep. Blue and pink mean business. Yet you can thank them for the business that they deliver, because it's a force field of go, not a sit and wait and do nothing. It's not that. It's not that. It is a doing. And it's a lot of enjoyment showing up for that, because enjoying that would mean enjoying yourself. But when was the last time you really enjoyed yourself? When all you have to do is show up for other people's, right? Society, unfortunately, offers that great distraction where we do require showing up to things in order to feel not only in motion and staying out of stagnancy, yet regenerating a sense of investment. So that way we have a Pandora's box of opportunities that we also get to choose off of, that we can play mini gods and say, I want this one rather than this one. It is important to have that sense of free will, of independency that humans crave. Where did I say you go? You go wherever you can to feel enrichment of feeling a sense of calmness, whomever they may be, wherever you can go to tap into that and be like, oh, I see it, yes, save me. And then some of that introduction goes into, well, how do I figure this out? No, you don't have to figure that out. There's you to figure out. And you to figure out, and you over there to figure out, and you, yep, that's more of you, and over there, oh yeah, that's you too. That over there, you is you. You might be feeling pressured and low because of all materialism, okay? Materialism is the degree of shit that some of us are in because we're like, I don't think God wanted it this way. Why are we paying rent in our home? I don't get it. You know? Anarchy to fix it isn't the solution. Prevailing to the anarchy that is triggered within us. We're showing up to that. Oh boy, is that the solution? 1414. Boy, is that the solution. You, and you. You, and you. Whatever doesn't fit must go. Oh no, that's a lot. Between fear and happiness is a beautiful lesson. Because all of that is going to include you. So why not learn all the various ways about you? And why not be above that narrative after learning about all that aspect of yourself? Why need to be careful exploring the many things inside that make you who you are? And why lie about it with the people that are in your immediate circle? Why are you capable of having that perspective and still maintaining a sense of remorseful step in the pattern that you don't like? Who do you blame in that moment? And most likely after 10 or 15 minutes, you'll realize that you spend 10 and 15 minutes talking about someone else rather than maybe these are difficult, very, very fucking difficult things to listen to, especially when they are teetering to someone else in your immediate circle, had maybe past, present, and future, doesn't matter, that is just fucked up inside of themselves. And then you come across and they let that fuckery out on you. Yeah, it is their fault. I'm not asking you to not take that in. However, we must accept the transaction for the face value of the impact, which makes you a variable of the formula. It began and ended with you. No matter how fucked up the variable of the solution or the formula to be, the variable needs to still return to its honor. That honor is you. So no matter how fucked up life has been to you, the honor is you. On a personal note, I've had diagnosed lupus for about 16 years. And in that pursuit is very mental. As much as it's physical, you'll realize at that moment, well, at least I did, I can only talk about it from that perspective, is mental. And the mental, I became aware, plays a role of the reactionaries of plus minus or in-betweens of symptoms. And then that's just a little bit to the internal war that I could formulate. And then there's the external fight, right? The external fight to that knowing is, how do you preserve what it is you do know and move forward regardless whatever it is you feel, and have challenging people face you and put unknown pressure towards who and what you are. Because what's happening is, although I had the answer of, okay, you've diagnosed me with lupus, there's a sense of degree of acceptability when these titles come in the plethora of our brains to have to make sense of. And in that moment, so many things happen. But what can also get lost is that the person responsible triggering that may be as lost as me. So to see them as a higher individual just because they have the resources to deliver news to me didn't sit well with my ego, because there are things that these individuals advocated that didn't have the diagnosis, but have the resources to, because they're doctors, resources to subscribe things, for example. It didn't, again, sit well with my ego. Why am I taking something that you are not embracing intimately with? that I've always had a little bit of an issue with that with my ego. Of course, my ego didn't always win because it's my ego. So of course, I would take the prescription medications and I would still feel the side effects and be like, yeah, no, I don't like this. This is taking completely my control away. This is not helping me meet eye to eye with the pain within me, and let me figure it the fuck out. I want to figure it the fuck out. If I don't know where if there's a void within my body, I like to understand why the void is there. If we teeter that into the emotional, I have a void, I want love, then we're going to be searching out there until we feel that we have it. I think it's almost safe to say it's a human desire, an automatic reaction, trigger response. I don't have it, I need it. I don't have it, I need it. The ongoing war of needs and wants and needs. Love psychology. Love philosophy. You know, do not own a PhD on paperwork to have that credit, okay? Entertainment purposes only. Point is my point, though. Also, whatever all those points were. But that you can have something within you and learn to be a master of that. And yes, give yourself credit to show up to teetering tasks of trust and maybe mistakes, sometimes regrets, of learning more about the internal aspects of yourself. That is your solo dolo responsibility. And on that journey of solo sovereignty, let me tell you, you will meet some very interesting individuals, travel very interesting places. Whether you actually leave a place or not, you will travel interesting places, even if it's just emotionally. But you also know that if you take something to the extreme, as in you never go out anywhere, but you want somebody to come walking in the door, you might as well leave the door open. Because how the fuck is someone going to come into your house like that? How is anyone going to come into your life like that if you don't spread your energy of showing up to places? Look at that. The Hermit. Pulling into yourself. Like I just got done saying, mind your own business. And you can mind your own business and travel the fucking shit out of longitude and latitude lines, let me tell you. And meet some amazing motherfucking people. And maybe also shitty people. But where the king came out earlier, the queen is here with the chariot. Looks like a match made in heaven. All because you're worried about yourself. Control those inner demons. Or maybe discipline to go the fuck away. Because, bye, you belong to someone else, so go, be gone. Boop, boop. Go back to your maker, little demon. Bye-bye. See you later. Seriously, though. We're not discrediting that there are some interesting aspects, different colors in life. But right now we're talking about the pinks and the blues. And we're singing their truths to you. So, find them. Find them in color. I7s give you that embrace. You can tap into it by checking out the description box below to see a little bit what I'm talking about on my website. I get it. Making decisions for yourself sometimes leaves other people completely feeling like you betrayed them, right? Or they make it their business to let you know how much betraying and hurtful and disgusting you are. Yeah. If I could remind you, more or less, if that person or people have those teetering thoughts about you because of decisions that you make, those are not the first time they had that thought, okay? It's the first time you heard it, but not the first time they thought it. So let that be a lesson of some kind. It's kind of like knowing when somebody steals from you, right? When you catch somebody stealing from you, there's like a quote somewhere out there that I'm never going to fucking say in verbatim, but it goes something like, if you catch a person stealing from you, it may have been see how much I butchered this shit? Y'all are laughing. I hope you are. Okay, let's try this again. If you catch somebody stealing from you, it may be the first time that you caught them, but not the first time that they stole. Okay, so keep that in mind when it comes to this sense of responsibility that you have forethought on before you make a decision on yourself. And know that if you do have forethought, that makes you a good person. It does. Just like premeditated murder is fucked up and is murder by the first degree, so is loving in the first degree as having a forethought. It's very powerful. Oh no, devil. Oh no, the devil in a wand. Oh, a wand. A devil in a wad. The devil in a wand. Ooh, controversial. 10 of Pentacles. Oh boy. Sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, all those in between and beyond, don't be afraid to go into yourself and explore the very facets that make you who you are. The colors that trigger this is pinks and blues. That is free resources for you. If you believe in the transaction of the resonancy of anything within this reading, then you can believe in the powers of pinks and blues within this goddamn reading as well, let me tell you. And the contradictions that come in the feeling of the wrath of them, because the feeling of wrath is going to make you probably feel so validated, seen, heard, felt, and then some. And that's what showing up to non-gender specific energy is of color is meant to impact individuals and collective consciousness and collective desire of searching for answers. Let's wheel back the hands of time and go back to the basics, y'all. Color. And may they impact you to find a sense of calm, clarity, and purpose. The stars. South Node, Karma. Leo. Creativity. All right. With that being said, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in this ether of time and space. And may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.